hey, I'm gonna just sit here for now. And look at the tennis court. If anybody plays tennis, I want to show the tennis court just right now. And I want to stop by the basketball court so that I remember. I tried to show something nice that I'm glad is here. It's quite a drive for me. Who's gonna pay for the gas? Gee, maybe I should call George Bush. You know, the dork down in Texas. One who thinks he owns all the oil, evidently. Is that it? I don't know. You tell me. I don't think he owns anything. I don't even think he owns his own life. What do you think? They want you to believe it. I would ask them today, the Bush family, are you Christians? Then why the fuck is everybody paying for your gas and oil? You taking advantage of the less fortunate? Is that what you're called to do as a Christian? You piece of shit. That's what I think. I think I'm gonna make you pay for all the gas for my ministry. What do you think of that when I'm ready to go in my 50s? You pay for everything. God just takes it out of your account and gives it to me. Check this out. Meanwhile, this mask, you didn't see me with one of these on too much, did you? Thank God it's over with. One thing that really upset me since I came out here is I felt like I was being sucked into stuff I don't want to be sucked into. I'm trying to live my life peacefully. I just needed to know how to get my needs met. Joyce Meyer's telling me money's not the answer. Joyce Myers, you're a fucking asshole. Ever since I had money, I could do the things I really want to do. And God has left me know if you have more money, you can do more of what you want, which is fulfill what's inside your brain. You're an asshole. While the economy is here yet, money is what's best. Psychiatrists got it, right, in their books. But Joyce Myers is saying, nah, that's not what a necessity is, as she hangs around the offering plate. Why don't people give to Joyce Myers what she's worthy of, which is an empty offering plate? Then tell her ministry's done. If she can successfully go out and teach, pass around an offering plate to thousands of people, and it comes back completely empty, then she has been a success. May her not retire until she understands. If money's not the answer, then show us that you mean it. Is she one of those people too that like to show you video footage of how the ministry's reaching out and helping people? Does she show you at all in LA? Is she doing anything for them? Where we got them some new pop-up tents maybe? How many houses does her ministry have? Think any down in Texas? You think she lives in the same neighborhood as the Bush family at all, any of them? Right now, because I'm bringing that to your attention, it could be jealousy, right? Or could it be just truth? Check this out. While the lawmakers and people speaking on TV that, well, the people will listen to, especially if they work in America, because they have to submit or get fired. Pink and blue, pink and blue. No more, because God tells me what. Evidently, I'm supposed to pick a new color instead of pink or blue and go with, let me see, orange, right here. Something different. That happened in Jonestown, Pennsylvania. Okay, this one is for you, cornflakes. Ralston Foods cornflakes. Okay. I first remember eating cereal like this. I thought it was by Kellogg's. I don't know if it is or not. You tell me. What do you think? I don't know. I'm not going to get that far into the details of it. However, I think I remember first eating them at my grandmother Margaret's place, which would have been the lot of my first home. The trailer lot with a stake in the ground by the mailbox. And I've never seen a property like that with a stake. But I did hear the message somewhere along the lines that all I had to do is walk up to a lot of land and put a stake in it and claim that it's yours, that you're going to care for it, while you're here and you're going to live off of it. I was told that at some point in my life, like in my teens or maybe in my 20s, and it was some kind of conversation that got going, and I was kind of chuckled. Because I'm still looking not for that home. I'm actually believing and convinced that I'm supposed to be connecting with the human race. I'm realizing that I don't really have much of a best friend. That's number one. And number two, the female, as you perceive its species, are becoming less attractive to me if I stick with the age group. You know, in other words, I'm realizing that a lot of people are not taking care of themselves the way that it appeared that they were taking care of. Maybe I just became more aware of it. That most people don't. We don't. I'm not saying I'm the example, by the way. I'm not. I can't help what I'm attracted to. And I would be a better version of a human being if I didn't end up submitting to the worst detailed circumstances for somebody who was ready to enjoy their life. Life inside my head, I'm in tune with it. I'm ready to go. Next thing you know, well, if you're going to hear your music in this lifetime, you got to record it yourself. Well, people are harassing you the entire time. And I've shared this message, and they've shown me nobody sees any of my videos unless they want it to happen. The view counts are not real. They just put view counts in it. See cornflakes? You need to raise your standard a little bit of screening the cereal as it's coming down your conveyor belt. What's it going? Is it going into some kind of like shaky bowl or something? And then screening across like a belt or something? And you're, is it to keep the flakes? Get them into the bags so you can bag it, box it, sell it to people, sell food. Are you gonna sell me food? Hey, I'm hungry. I'm homeless in Los Angeles, Kellogg's, or Ralston Foods. Hey, I'm hungry. I'm starving. I did this to myself. I made myself homeless so I could witness that you're not going to what? Come by and help me? Is that it? I don't know. Did you? Why do you make food? So that you can generate a living with money? Why don't you make food that you can help people to live long, happy lives? Why do you always do things when you do things for money, then you go to what? The cheapest material that you can get your hands on, and then you're willing to only pay humans only so much money, the bare necessities, so that you can what? Maximize your fullest potential in the bank department, especially for your personal interests, which leads to what? Pain and suffering. Notice that I argue and scream that I didn't want to pay another human being to play with me. Why? Because if I have to pay people to play with me, then the things that I value the most, especially in psychology or when you get into literature from the Holy Bible, are not present. I shouldn't have to pay somebody to be in my life. Joyce Meyer is piss poor at compatibility. I can imagine how miserable it was to grow up with her or to be around her at any given time, ever in history. Check this out. I got this bag. I saved this about a year ago. It has a couple food items in here, and I've been wanting to tell the people personally what a bunch of assholes you are. You see this little corner? No, wait, is it kernel? God says if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, but what about a kernel of corn? It's all dry. Huh? See my teeth? This is really hard. I wish I had a hammer here so I could show you how hard it is. Imagine if I bite on this. Huh? How about if I have a low IQ, Kellogg's, and I bite on it right now on this camera and show you that it came out of that box and keep it as evidence and sue the fucking shit out of you? Why? But you knew better because, can't prove it. What do you mean I can't prove it? I can testify under oath that as I stand before and God inside of me, there's nothing but the truth coming out on my thought of the neglectance of a cereal company that almost broke my teeth about 1.5 to 2 years ago. But I've been busy staying focused on my music, and I don't have time to call after people and explain to them that the cereal they're selling in the store beside my apartment building had this in it, and I made, what, a bowl of cereal, and if I'm not careful, when I'm in a hurry, considering all the other cereal pieces that are in the bowl and the milk, as I'm slurping it, I could have either swallowed this, What if my belly turned into a cornfield? Do you think so? Children of the corn, children of the corn, children come out of the corn. We know you're in there. Huh? Imagine, ouch. Yeah, I want you to listen to this. You see it? Uh-oh, did I lose it? I think that thing just bounced away. I'll find it later on. I'll show it on camera. Here's the thing that I wanted to say. That little piece of corn could have, or did it, chip my tooth. And why is that? See, I was eating a carrot one day. And much like that, only not as hard. It wasn't as hard as what I just showed you, the carrot. And I had to go in and get a filling done. And I had to use some of my Social Security money, which is not really all that much when you consider the life that's inside of my brain. And the price tags on everything you go to buy, especially when it comes to quality material. Okay. Custom made, etc., etc. Custom tailored for your thoughts. The Ohio government, as well as the United States government, does not have a dental plan. Hey, you politicians and lawmakers and insurance companies in America, you're a bunch of fucking assholes. And why is that? Because we're entitled to all services as a child of God for free. Now, when I went to the Social Security office, why wasn't I given health insurance that would cover dental as well? Cover cleanings, cover what? Falsies? Because why? I'll tell you why. Do you know that cavities most likely are not coming from sugar, but from electricity that is being penetrated into the skulls of humans? In other words, there is a satanic force that is militant, even superior than that can do things through a human being. They have invisible lasers. You can see them in the middle of the night. Sometimes it looks like Las Vegas Strip. One just went by. It's in my music videos. Go watch my You Are Holy music video on YouTube. Can you find it? And you'll see a little white laser light. Yeah, that's the same light. Is it like three? Three circles? And it goes inside of your skull, and when it goes inside of your skull, they can look through at least one of your eyeballs. Which one is it? You think it's both of them? And they can read your thoughts. And psychologically, they're already connected to your brain, so it's almost like what? A brain can live inside of another brain and through a human being. Why can I not get all services provided to the human race, period, by other humans? Why am I not entitled to that as a believer of Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior? Did any of you read the Bible? So you don't want to tell the human race. You manipulate them into relationships with other humans, but that's not what it's about. They have entitlement to all resources of the earth, whether they are made by man, which is all more important for them to be in tune. Do this for God. Because why? Because you're not going to make money on it. Instead of putting a mask on my face, Hey, Ohio governor, instead of putting a mask on my fucking face, you fucking piece of shit, who I hope someday I get to throw one of these at your feet. Huh? I hope so. Why don't you make a call to Kellogg's and tell them that they need to start working? We'll take this as a warning. The next time we find what? Pieces of corn or cereal that are rock hard, come on, in the boxes that children are eating out of, that what? Have a high potential and risk of breaking their teeth? Not to mention, what does it do to your innards? Huh? What does it do to our innards when it's inside our belly? That hard kernel of corn. That almost did, but I'm very sensitive to stuff, and I know when I eat cereal, I should be careful. And guess what? I contacted them. I have an email back at home. Yeah, and guess what? They left me know it wasn't their responsibility. That's what they left me know. In other words, nobody wants to take responsibility for the things that they packed. I think whoever provided the material for this box is responsible. I think everybody's name who is listed on here is responsible. I think everybody who worked the assembly line that day and neglected to pick it out, I think it's their responsibility. We might leave the truck driver alone. Okay. But it might be his responsibility or hers too. The trucking company. This is one of my favorite. Chex Mix, is it? Okay, does this look familiar? I would like to meet the owner of Chex Mix. Do you have real teeth? If you don't, does your partner, does your wife, does one of your children? Why? Because I'd like to put this between their teeth and I'd like to hammer their jaw and show you that this alone could break your teeth. It could chip them. It's rock hard. Chex. What do we do about this? I don't know if it's Chex Mix or not. You tell me. It has pretzels and it has these things in it. Personally, this is my favorite. Out of the whole box or bag, it comes in bags. And at Walmart, a lot of these low retail stores that I go to, this is where I'm getting this stuff at. Why is that? Do they send their better quality stuff to other stores? Yes, you do. Hey, Chex Mix, is this you? I don't know. You tell me. Do you take the better quality stuff off the conveyor belt and you send them to higher retail stores with people with higher incomes? But the people who are in poverty, well, they just get what they get. Is that it? They get out of that bin. Okay. That bin over there, that skid, that pallet, that's for them. They don't really need their teeth for anything. I'm gonna tell you what, you're an asshole. You need to start filtering this shit out of your bags no matter where you sell it. And by the way, selling it is not God's way. Why aren't you doing it with the right heart? Why don't you give up all of your possessions and start doing things in a holy matrimony to the Lord your God? What are you afraid of? Check this out. We got a couple more. This all happened while I was working on my music project for the last 2 years and 5 months. And I don't have time to go chasing people down. I think the best thing that could ever happen, because what did I learn? Most of your corporations, okay, I can't speak for every one of them, there is such a distraction on trying to get to the person to speak to that will be mature and try to make good of things that have occurred to you through the use of their product. I wanted to live in a place, an area that got their shit together, not in a place that fell on its face, okay? And is filled with excuses as to why we can't do anything. Did anybody read the Bible out here? Well, that's just not the way it works. Why not? What is this? Does anybody in the food industry recognize this? Oh God, child, don't do that. Is it rice cake? I think that's what it is. It's kind of like cheddar. Do you think so? What was this doing in my bag when I bought it? What if I was blind? What if I had my eyes closed? Because I was laying out in the sun. And I reached into the bag and I bet this while I was listening to my music. Hey, assholes who make rice. It'd be my fault, right? You would want to prove that in the court of law. Because you know why? Because you're an irresponsible piece of shit that sells this stuff to my neighborhood. And my neighborhood is wherever I can afford to go shopping because I have limitations because the United States government is a bunch of assholes and won't tell me how to get my God-given rights, where I have full use of all resources on the frickin' planet. Is this rice cakes? If it is, it's cheddar. It's worth a hell of a lot more money now because I have this on video with me. It's in my mouth. And this mouth sucked a lot of cock. Ate a lot of cum. That's why. Tracilyn, T-girl Tracilyn, the escort. Almost broke her teeth with this. And guess what? The United States government, well, evidently you don't really need your teeth, right? Do you think that was made up, the lawmakers, by people who lost their teeth? You don't really need those bastards. I don't. Why not? I go to sleep every day with a mouth guard in my mouth. Do you know why? Because I'm telling you, they electrocute people. Do you grind? Grind your teeth? I don't want to do it now. You want to grind? Do you grind your teeth? I've been doing it since I had teeth. And I went through a series of time when I was losing all my first teeth. What were they called? My children's teeth, my baby teeth. That's what they call them, your baby teeth. No, that's called electrocution. In other words, if they wanted to beam something from the sky into your skull, they could make all of your teeth fall out. Yes, overnight. Probably instantly. So why don't we have insurance for this? Hey, Donald Trump, you're such a fucking businessman, dude. How many models do you know? Does Taylor Swift live in your city? Does she have all her teeth? Huh? Why can she have all of her teeth and be able to take care of the maintenance? Huh? All those model type people in your city, New York, you know, with the multi-millions of dollars for an apartment. You know, evidently it's a very valuable place to live. Is it? Why is it so expensive to live in New York? Huh? I'm just curious to know. How many of the models living in New York have a dental plan? Any of them? Any of them that Donald Trump knows? Did Donald Trump read the Bible? Because a lot of what I've been sharing in my life journey came through his position, meaning through his lips. Things that I've been talking about in the privacy of my home for years came through his mouth. Do you know what I was told by people in the music industry? That every 10 years or so, they choose a recording artist. They like to use them for many reasons. It's almost like a gang rape process. I got one more thing that I want to show you right now. When I get ready to eat. Check it out. Hey, Donald Trump, if you're going to be reelected again, or your punk-ass son's going to take office, tell him to make sure we have full 100% health care in America that includes dental. Everything. No matter what service, let me tell you something, if it's a service a dentist provides, then it's a gift from the heavens, God. If it's for life, okay, to the person receiving it, give them the fucking health insurance. Cover the expense. Make something else outside of health insurance. Call it God's insurance. There we go. What is this? Uncle Wally's Bake Shop. I love these things when I was working in the studio. Did anybody ever have them before? They have blueberry muffins. They have chocolate chip. They're muffins. Yeah, and I don't really have much time to bake. And I don't really like eating a whole lot. So I would get like an early morning coffee and I would get one of these. It's only $1. I don't know why it isn't free. I should be getting it from somebody who loves me, who says, Tracilyn, your muffins are ready. Yata-dee. Check it out. We're going to open up muffin. See these things right here? See that? Look at the little paper. Isn't that cute? It reminds me of when I used to live with people that used to bake. I bake once in a while, but I don't really have the time because I put my time and energy in my musical projects right now. I'm not really a big kitchen person. I don't really like to eat a lot, you know? But I do like snacks. Here's this. Check it out. One day I was eating one of these muffins for breakfast. And I bet, and just before it clenched down on it, it's almost like something inside of my head saved my tooth. Because why? No sooner did my teeth close in on this. I don't usually use my front teeth to eat it. I usually use my side choppers. Okay? And it happened like very fast. It was almost like something else new, even before I was going to eat it. And it used my right hand to instantly pull it out of my mouth before I bit down on it. And I couldn't believe it. Now, I don't know what I did with it. Probably just got frustrated and threw it away because this was happening pretty regularly. And the one thing that I would have to say, people, is you want me to believe that it's my mind? Like I would be out to what? Sue people for different reasonings? All legit reasonings. But do you know what I'm pretty much certain? Would you believe me? That there's been something tied into my brain my whole life. That even when I stood, and I wasn't even in an elementary school yet, beside my grandfather, God left me know that what? Words left me know inside my own brain, not from my grandfather, directly to me, direct communication. That's what you need. You need to be able to pay cash for everything. Would that be God? But Joyce Myers is telling me, and evidently she read the Bible, right? And she's just as close to God as anybody else in the world, right? Maybe even closer to Lucifer. God's been telling me my whole life, often, through people, in my own mind, you need money. Number one, you have to fess up. Announce it. Confess with your mouth. I need money. Lots of it. Why? Not as much as your next door neighbors, who are multi-millions and billionaires and hundreds of millions. God left me know the only way you're going to fulfill what's in here with all of this going on is not going to be with the assistance of another human being. Money is what you need. You have plenty of money, you can enjoy your life, evidently with God. I could give a sermon, a teaching, on the importance of, while it exists, and probably will my entire existence in this form, money. Why do we need money? And why does something keep talking us away from it and acting like we should go work for it? Doesn't God love us? Didn't God establish an account for us? The day a child is born, they're going to need money, huh? It's what's best. They can take care of themselves. They can pay for their health insurance. Or, hey, imagine going to a hospital and getting a $5 million bill and you can pay cash for it. Think about it. Why aren't there any godly hospitals that don't charge you and have the best service in the whole wide world provided? There's probably entire countries, or at least one, that says we live totally different. And guess what? You're not invited. Why is that? Why is that? You can't live in the manner that you have been taught to live your whole life. Why is that? It's not the same, is it? Why is that?